I want to show you some of the basic exercises that you will see probably repeated in many of the classes that you'll end up doing. These are the most important, the most fundamental, and the most effective exercises. What you'll discover the more that you practice your alignment exercises is that most of the exercises that we teach are not only the exercise itself, which is the corrective, but also an assessment tool. So I'll give you a little bit of information about this. This is the most fundamental of all of our exercises. This is the calf stretch. And if you've been here live, you know, if you've watched anything online, if you've watched any of the videos on the Whole Body Alignment website or read any of Katie's blogs, you know that we do the calf stretch a lot. But I know that not everybody that's watching has done this, so I want to give you really specific particulars about this, as opposed to particular specifics. So the first thing you're going to do is, hopefully you have one of these. We call it lovingly a half dome. It's not. It's a half foam roller, but we still call it a half dome. If you don't have one of these, you can get one from us. You can get them online. You can use a rolled up towel. You can use a phone book. There's a lot of things you can use in place of this. The nice thing about the foam roller is that it doesn't compress a whole lot, so you get a pretty consistent stretch as you're progressing. So you're going to step up on your object, I will call it the half dome, with the ball of your foot up near the apex. Now the placement of the foot is going to be dependent on the length of your muscles, the length of your foot. So if it feels like that's way too high, you just scoot your foot back. You want to make sure, though, that you have the ball of your foot up there and not, for example, just the toes. So this isn't going to get you as much of a calf stretch. So you want to get at least the ball of your foot up on the edge of whatever it is you're stretching on. As you look down at your foot, you want to make sure you have the outside edge of the foot straight. So if you haven't watched that first video that talks about foot position and stance, make sure you watch that one first. And then you're going to take a step forward with the other foot, and you're going to keep the heel on the ground and see what you got. A lot of times it'll look like this, or like you're about to take off running somewhere, like you just stole a big TV or something. So if it looks like this, one of the things that you can use as the assessment tool is this is a pretty good snapshot of probably what it looks like when you're walking. And remember, we want that vertical skeleton. I moved my picture, but we want that vertical skeleton, so we want that as much as possible. That's important for bone loading. So we're going to take the foot forward and we're going to move it back until we can stand with as much of a vertical skeleton as possible. At the very least, you're looking for hip joint stacked over the ankle joint. So you can check with your plumb line that you have that. So if I take a step forward and my pelvis goes with me and I'm out here like this, that's too far forward. So I'm going to scooch the other foot back until I have a vertical leg. Okay, that's the most basic pieces of this. As you continue to go through this in class, I'm sure you'll hear more finer points to add to this, kind of layers that you can progress through as you're doing your calf stretch. Enjoy!